All right, what is up, YouTube? It's Mr. Zuni back out with another video, and I'm going to get straight into it. So we're going to talk about EMP money. So I'm going to go over my strategies. I've been in it for a little bit here, especially during the down market, kind of helped me perfect my craft, as well as watch a lot of interviews and AMAs for EMP, and kind of got perfected my craft down on the whole ecosystem. So right now we are printing. So what that means is the EMP peg is 1,000 EMP equals 1 ETH, so we are over peg, and that is all we need to stay printing. Also, EMP or E share has ran up from the lows of I think it was like 280-ish. I was buying in. I think when I got in, it was around the $380 range. So kind of in dollar cost averaging, we went up to like 500, and then we went way back down to 280, and then we kind of been like swinging in and out. But now I think we finally caught on with the market. The market had a little bit of a relief rally. Crypto's up in general, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, the top three coins, top coins are up. So we are following Bitcoin, obviously. So basically, I'm gonna get straight into it. My strategy, I think one of the good strategies I'm gonna start with first is Detonator. That doesn't mean you need to jump into Detonator first, but you have two different options when you get into Detonator. You can basically try to do the top deposit of the day, and you'll be able to win the top deposit prize, which is around like 46,000 right there. And then they also have a random, so they have two winners, so random lottery winner here. So honestly, the best strategy I was kind of doing was dollar cost averaging in, not being too, because I wasn't sure exactly where the market was, but I thought it was near the bottom if anything. So I was kind of like dollar cost averaging for the last like month. About a solid month and a half or so. Kind of been getting my staples out and kind of putting them in the market little by little. EMP money was one of them for sure. So basically what you can do is you can do the max deposit. If you have like, 30, 40K, just throw it in there. Most likely you'll win. But they do have snipers. Obviously, we have that 2-hour range. That's when people snipe. So the two things you need to worry about, especially for my common or just people putting a couple $100 in to couple $1,000 in, I think this strategy will work best for you. What I like to do is what not a lot of people talk about. Tickets. So this is where you can get tickets in. So you can get tickets two ways. So there's possible 100 tickets per 24 hours, which is the 24 hours for the detonator time here, right? So there's basically two chances to win on the lottery prize. So basically, you're going to be dumping in or putting in your $50. So basically you're going to have the times the 0.15 by 50, and you're going to get your maximum dollar range every day. You can call it dollar cost average in to possibly win this lottery, because every ticket you get, the higher, you get 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, up to 50. The more tickets you get, obviously the higher chance, the better chance odds of you winning. So that's one way to do it, as well as compounding. So another way for the big whales too, they can do is they compound, right? So if they buy, they get they put in 30 grand. Let's just say they put in 40 grand, they win 40,000 in prize. So now they're at 80K. So, your daily burst kind of gives you an estimation of what you'll get every single day. So if you're a big whale and you have, let's say let's just say it's 2, you get 2 LPs every single day. That's what you earn everything. I'm pretty sure it's way more than that. But if you do that, then you'll get tickets. You'll get tickets on the compound section here. So you see the deposit section and compound. So you'll get tickets on the compound. And if you want a dollar cost average in on a dips or anything, you want to just kind of keep dollar cost averaging in, you can kind of double your chances of winning the lottery prize. And you can see the number of tickets for today. We're almost at the end. Is around 5K. So you got to think about that. So then you divide and you kind of see what your estimations are. But if you're a small whale and you're just dollar cost averaging in, I would not throw everything all in at once, because if you do the EMP, you do pair them up and you think it's really, really low, like the market's low, the price is low, you potentially keep going up from there. You'll still earn the EMP and Ethereum as the your LP increases in price, but you're not throwing all of it in at one time, because you want to make sure that you want to get the most use out of your 50. So maybe if you do 50 day one, you want to just put like 50, you want to get tickets in. So let's just say it's $500. So I think it's around I think it's around maybe let's call $400. Around the $400 range, you put $400 in every single time, you'll get 50 tickets, and then you don't put anything over because you're not going to get 51 tickets, right? So you want to put something under 40 or under the 50 ticket, but everything under $400. Let's just say that. I haven't done the math. I think it kind of went up since I did the math, so the math is way wrong. I'm just saying for simplistic sake. And then let's say the maximum compound, it's something around the, I don't know, 10 LP. Let's say 10 LP, you'll get, if you're earning on the big side, if you're a whale or something, you compound, you get 10, you can compound and get your 50. Maybe you compound, just that 50, make sure you get that 50 every single day. And then that way you are able to win possibly on both ends if you're dollar cost averaging in and you're a whale. So that's pretty cool on that end if you already won the top deposit. But if you want to win the top deposit, I mean, you're going to throw, like I said, around the 30, at least $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 in and try to win it. Right now, you can see the maximum deposit is 8,000, almost 9,000, and it is 175 LPs. So that's a good way for you to win. And make sure when you get in the detonator, you want to make sure you compound before the time runs out, because if you don't, then basically you get paid, but it's not actually okay. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll get that money back. Like what I'm saying is you'll get the 350%. Let's say you get in 350 days, right? 365 days. You get at the end of 365, you get, your 3.6x or whatever, right? So if you miss a day, then that goes to 30 days goes to 366. If you miss another day, it goes to 367. You're not actually earning and not compounding in here. It basically it says, all right, cool, we'll pay you tomorrow. We'll pay you the next day. We'll keep paying you next week. So you want to make sure you compound regularly. You don't have to do it every single 5 minutes. Some people, if you're a big whale, that would be a good idea to compound maybe a couple times a day to keep adding up to your bag, and you'll still keep getting your tickets. Maybe you compound one, you claim, and you throw back in here, but you are going to get hit with the tax, so be aware of that 20% tax. But that could be a strategy. Hey, you sacrifice 20% to possibly make a lot. But that's a couple of strategies. One is way more risky. One is a little bit less risky. And those are ones I want to talk to you guys about, the detonators. Like I said, that doesn't mean you get in the detonator first. And then another thing, last before I switch and the end of the detonator, what you could do too, if you, let's say you have 1,000 in, and let's say, like I said, $400, you get 50 tickets. So you put the $400 in, you get your 50 tickets that day. And then what you could do is you can go over to the farm section and you can put your LP that you already created in here. So then you start earning you start earning E-share, which is great because that's where the most maximum, that's a ticket. We'll look at that too. But that's where your most amount of gains will possibly come from, is the E-share side. Obviously, we are very, very below the Ethereum price. So I expect that to be closer as we move forward. Sorry, guys, I had to sneeze. So what you could do is, let's say, you have $1,000 and you put $400 in there, and now you're going to put your basically 600 in here. And what you could do is start earning an E-share, and every single day before the day ends on the detonator. So let's say that day one you didn't win. Oops, that's better. Sorry. Let's say you didn't win the first time. So you put $400 in, you get your 50 tickets, you didn't win. Now what you could do is you could take another $400 and basically take it off of here. You subtract your LP from the farming, and you can throw it all back into the detonator, or you can do the 0.15 at a time every single day until you put it all in there. That way you at least win, or at least you get in the next, let's just call it 30 days, the next 30 days until you run out of your money, or you actually put all your money into the into the detonator. You can kind of make sure you get at least one ticket in the detonator every single day. So you put, the 1.5, like I said, watch, I'll show you real quick. So obviously it says ticket price right here. This is where you can get, 0.15. It's the cost, which is the LP. So if you have one LP, you can divide that up into a couple of times around maybe around the 6 times, I guess, right? 30, 39, around like 9 times, I would say you possibly get it for one LP. But let's just call it 5. every LP you get 5 tickets, right? So you kind of slowly start putting the farm from the tickets from, or your LP from the farm that you're earning e-share slowly into the detonator. That's one way. If you have a big bag of EMP and you're kind of just like, oh, I want to see what I can do with it. Obviously with the detonator, you're going to be earning about, I think, double of what the farm is. Now, it's not actually 1% a day. It depends on the volume. Obviously, we've been really, really hit hard with the bear market, and I think we may go even lower. It's possible, right? This may be a relief rally. We've seen it before. We've seen it last year. We've seen it years before, but we're not out of the woods yet, especially in the stock market, because we haven't even declared if we're in a recession. Anyways, that's another time. But I'm just saying, if you want a dollar cost average, you can keep it into BNB. If you are BUSD, and you can basically come in here and you could zap in, $7. What is it? $7 a day, $7.37. You can put in every single day to get a ticket, and then you keep growing your bag as well. So that's the last strategy. That's one of the, I think, could be a good way. Also, too, sorry, I know it's the last strategy. You can also put your EMP money into basically an auto compounder. And it keeps compounding every single day, and it just compounds. So at the end of a week or so, as you keep claiming, it's not going to actually catch up to your claims. Like if you take out the 1.5 a day or a 0.15 a day, it's not going to catch up, but you are earning a little bit, and that's going to be a good way to keep growing your bag. Maybe you throw out of that 600, you throw 100 in here, and after that 100 runs out, that you keep throwing your money into the detonator, but it's going to keep compounding, so you'll be earning more. So that's one strategy as well. Before that ends, I'm going to go back over to EMP, and then, like I said, it's cool just to farm. And once you get a good amount of e-share, if you want to keep compounding it into, let's say if you're on the EMP side, you want to move over to e-share, maybe you put e-share in BND plus, or you want to do e-share in BNB, you can do that. Oh, MDB. Wow, I said that wrong. MDB plus the dollar. You could put it in there. It depends what you want to do. You can compound your e-shares back into here, split it up, sell half of it, and you can do that. And you can go over to the detonator, the boardroom, which is finally printing, and you can throw some EMP or your e-shares in here to earn EMP here. Now remember, the EMP is it's basically an ownership of the protocol. So if you think the protocol is gonna 5, 6, 7x from here in the future, or going to be something really crazy big, you want to load up on EMP, and you don't want to sell it, right? So that's the name of the game. Plus you're helping the protocol with peg. Obviously, if you keep selling EMP, we're gonna lose peg. But like I said, we just regained peg today, and we are now printing, so that's pretty cool. Also, the nodes are another way. I wouldn't get into nodes necessarily first, but you can kind of use this in conjunction. And now, before, what I was doing was, I had, you could do nodes. You could buy, they were on really discount sale. Like we're at double now, so we're at a double basically. These were around the $100 range, when I was looking at them. So, what you could do is, buy a node, maybe a small node, or, if you want to buy a big node, if you more bang for your buck is to get a big node, still on a discount, because EMP was around the 50-cent range, 60-cent range, pretty much all throughout this year for the last 3 months or so, and before it got hit hard with the bear market, down market, really we knew we were kind of going down, but we still got some room to grow. We're not at a double anymore, right? We already hit the double, so we already know that we're already up a double. So be aware. Maybe you can wait for a dip on the nodes, or like I said, you just accumulate EMP in the boardroom, and when you can finally buy a node, you buy one, and that way you can kind of set yourself up for the bear market, because just in case if anything happens, you'll always keep printing or generating EMP. So that's something to think about. Also, too, when you earn your EMP from the boardroom or here, what I was doing was I was pairing. I wish they didn't get this out. I really wish we kept this, because I would have made it probably a lot more on this LP than this LP, because I moved my LP from here because BNB already ran up. We were already running up, and I was like, just to be safe, I'm going to put some into basically it's like a stable type coin. But they're was it $1 million? I talked about this in my video before when it first launched, but I kind of didn't jump into it because I think I made a video on it. I didn't really it was kind of we were already going towards a down market. I wasn't really basic projects weren't really catching on anymore, so I didn't really hop on that one, and it did nothing but go down. So I'm happy I kind of listened to myself on making sure it's taking profits at that time. Basically, taking profits, putting in stables. So I didn't really jump in there, but yeah. You want to make sure when you do your staking, you're going to make sure that, you know, the one that you're not going to lose the most amount, or I should say that, you're not going to, in permanent loss from is EMP and ETH, because they both move in sync. So if one goes up, the other kind of goes up technically. So you possibly will never lose much from a permanent loss in there. So if this one doubles, you can kind of think that EMP will, if not double or more. But if EMP doubles, that doesn't necessarily mean ETH doubles, because if more people are buying EMP than ETH that day or that hour or whatever, it could be a little bit, but not too much, right? It's possibly that EMP is gonna follow ETH, but this one is gonna be another one where if in my sense, if eShare runs up, you're not gonna get as much gains as if you were to hold eShare by itself. But if we do crash, if we go down even more, this kind of protects you, because you have your high volatility with a kind of a stable coin. So if it goes down half, most likely you're only going to be down 0.25 instead of the half, right? So it's kind of like half of a half. But in the same sense, if we go up double, you're probably only going to earn a little bit. So be aware of that. And then BNB would probably be one of my bets for long-term sustainability, because I think BNB is never going to go away. eShare is going to be super volatile though, so you're going to have like a stable. I would kind of see this as an eShare and ETH, where you have a super volatile asset in eShare, and ETH is kind of going to be around the same price, if not go up from wherever it is, depending on what the price is. So just remember that. Also too, before I get gone, or before I leave and send this video out, the detonator is going to be one where you can earn a lot of money if you play your cards right with the lottery, but that's not for that's not a given. But if over time it's not saying for sure, but like over time you kind of figure you're going to hit once. All you need is that one time to get that either 30k, 40k, or even in a month from now, 2 months from now, if we keep growing, it's going to keep going up. So maybe it's like 50k at that point in time. That's all you need, and you only put in maybe like a couple grand, and you earned 50,000. Even 40,000. So from there, you can compound a little bit. You can do 6-to-1 compound, 5-to-2 compound. Keep your money, put in other protocols, or this is gonna be something really, really cool. And I think EMP is gonna be on Pulse chain, obviously. So I think EMP is gonna be around for a little bit longer. Especially it has a lot of TVL in here, locked money in this thing. So yeah, a lot of different things you could do with this protocol. Also too, I didn't even talk about the stake. You can stake ETH. You can stake ETH for, I think, was it 90 days, and you earn 19% on that. So that's pretty cool. And then I believe this is going to be opening up soon. So in 11 days, you're going to be opening up soon. So that's one I didn't really want to talk about it because it's not open yet. But like I said, we are finally printing on EMP. It's kind of my overall view, strategies to give you guys kind of in the gamification of this. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.